What is going on, YouTube? Joe here with Culination Media, bringing you yet another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle today. And today's opponent is going to be Lassie. I'm pretty sure this is a familiar face to you guys. I know I've battled him a couple of times, but off the top of my head, I can't remember if I've posted it or not. I think I have. So, yeah, you guys probably know the name. But anyway, looking at the teams here, the first thing that jumps out at me is the fact that he's carrying a Bastiodon. That's pretty awesome. That's something you don't see very often. And it looks like the rest of his team is pretty meta-ish. I mean, Toxicroak maybe not so much anymore, maybe last gen. But Azumarill, Garchomp, Klefki, they're very meta-ish. And Zoroark, whatever. He was UU last gen, so I don't really know what he's going to be this gen, but a pretty common poke. On my side, I've got the usual Pokemon, you know, Gliscor, Jolteon, Talonflame, Mamoswine. Then I've also got Medicham and Jellicent. And yeah, so that's pretty much that on my side. I'm trying to add a little bit of variety into these. It just so happens that a lot of the battles I've been recording lately that have been good have had Talonflame and Gliscor in it, which is kind of strange because I don't use them that much, but it seems like every time I use them, it's just like a good battle to, you know, be worthy of uploading. But so I don't know, hopefully some more variety gets into these as we move on through the battles. But, alright, so he's going to start off with his Azumarill. I'm going to start off with my Mamoswine. I'm going to go right for the Stealth Rocks. I'm assuming this thing is going to be Choice Banded as it goes for the Waterfall. And, I didn't see a Belly Drum, so I'm guessing it, you know, was going to be Choice Banded. It turns out it's not. He goes for the Aqua Jet on the next turn. And I didn't go for Ice Shard. I went for Earthquake, thinking he'd be locked into, Waterfall and I'd be able to get a hit off. So I don't really know what this thing is. I don't know what item it holds. It still could have Belly Drum, and he just decided to not use it, so I still have to be careful around it. He's going to switch into his Toxicroak here, nicknamed Toxiquack, and I go for the Will-O-Wisp, and I'm thinking he could have Sucker Punch or, you know, something like that, and I can't really do much because my only attacking moves are Shadow Ball, which would do okay damage, and Scald, which if he has dry skin will do no damage, and in fact that'll heal him. So I switch into Gliscor because that's a good matchup to take whatever he's going to throw at me, except for the fact that he goes for a Nasty Plot, and I'm like, well, Toxicroak can learn Nasty Plot, but that's almost a dead giveaway that this is going to be Zoroark, not Toxicroak. So even though I just switched into Nightwing, I'm going to switch back out here and go into my Ohm, my Jolteon. And he's going to go for the Dark Pulse. That's going to be Stab, of course. And unfortunately, it gets a crit. And I don't know if Jolteon would have survived that anyway. I think he may have with maybe just a little bit of HP. I don't know. But the crit, you know, just makes it a 100% certain thing. So Jolteon goes down. That's unfortunate that he didn't get to do anything. And I'm going to go into my Talonflame. And yeah, I think I misclicked here. I wanted to go for the Brave Bird. That would have killed him for sure. I'm almost positive that that was a misclick, unless I just decided that I was going to go for the U-turn expecting to switch, but I honestly don't remember because this battle was a long time ago. It was a couple weeks ago, but oh well. Okay, so I screwed up and got rid of Talonflame, and I've just been screwing up with Talonflame a lot lately, so there's like no point in me even bringing it half the time. So I go into Medicham, I Mega Evolve, go for the Bullet Punch, get rid of that Zoroark finally. And up until that point, he just had a bunch of burn damage. That was it. So I guess, thankfully, he was low enough to be KO'd by Bullet Punch, or I could have been in a lot of trouble. Looking at a Zoroark sweep there at the beginning of the match. So Klefki comes out. I figured he's going to go Thunder Wave here, so I go into Nightwing, so I absorb that pretty nicely. And now he's going to start setting up screens. And that's pretty much all that Klefki does, is just set up screens. And sometimes I have, you know, Foul Play as an attacking move. I go for the whatever. His name is Nightwing. I go for the knockoff, and knock off his Light Clay as he sets up a light screen. And now I'll Earthquake him. It'll be super effective, but with the Reflect Up, it doesn't really do that much, and I'm fine with that. I figured he might switch there now that he had his screens up, so I went for another knockoff, but he stays in. I get a crit, and it doesn't do anything because, you know, the Reflect is still up. So yeah, he goes for the Foul Play and doesn't really do anything. I have no attack investment in this at all, so he's not going to be able to get through me like that. And if he just stays in, I'm going to end up killing him with Earthquake. So eventually. It would have been 2 more hits, but he's going to have to switch out here. And he switches out to Karsten Stahl, his Azumarill, and I go for the knockoff. And it turns out he was holding a Splash Plate, which is kind of strange, but I've seen Azumarill hold Mystic Water before, you know, as a viable competitive item, so I guess that kind of makes sense, you know, boosts the power of his Waterfall and Aqua Jet. I go for the Toxic to get some poison off on him, and he goes for the Play Rough, and that doesn't really do that much damage at all. I'm surprised at how well Gliscor is able to tank that, and that's just, you know, that's awesome. So I can pretty much just stall him out now. There's not really much he can do about it, unless he has Ice Punch, and I don't think he does. So I Protect, and I'm going to get some more Poison Heal, Recovery, and that almost gets me back up to full health. And, you know, more poison damage to him. And his Light Screen wears off, which is funny because he went for the Reflect first. But because I knocked that thing, the Light Clay off, the Light Screen only lasted 5 turns, and the Reflect is still lasting 8, so there's at least another turn or 2 left. So now he goes for the Waterfall, and, you know, he's going to die from poison damage. It does a good amount of damage to Gliscor, though, so I guess that was a win. If he went for Waterfall twice, he may have had a better chance of beating Gliscor there, but I think he thought I might switch with Azumarill out, so he went for the Play Rough earlier on, but oh well, oh well. So Toxicroak comes in now, and I'm going to switch out to Pringles, because, I mean, he looks like the Pringles man, right? He does. Don't tell me he doesn't. So, yeah, it turns out that he has Black Sludge, and he's just going to keep spamming Sucker Punch, and I am fine with that, because I'm just going to Will-O-Wisp this thing, except it misses, because Will-O-Wisp always freaking misses when I use it. I swear it has, like, 30% accuracy when I use it. And, of course, on the first Poison Jab here, he's going to get the Poison, which is awesome. Thankfully, it's not Toxic, though, so I'm not too worried about it. I can recover that damage off. If that's his only attacking move that he can hit me with, like I said, I'm not worried about that at all. At all, because I'm not going to attack him. So Sucker Punch is not even going to be a thing. I'm not going to let that happen. I'll just keep spamming Will-O-Wisp and recover until he dies if I have to. If that's what it takes. So he goes for another Sucker Punch, and I just keep going for Will-O-Wisp. And I don't care at this point. I'm like, I'm just going to completely get you out of the way here just with this burn. I'm just, I don't know, I'm being kind of a troll, honestly. I'm being very trollish. But, I mean, I don't know. Have you ever seen what the Pringles man looks like? He looks like a troll. He looks like he could be part troll. So, the problem here is that he has Swords Dance, and, you know, that's going to raise his attack, so Poison Jab's going to do a little bit more damage. And I just keep going for Will-O-Wisp. I'm like, whatevers. And the Black Sludge is really hindering my ability to stall him out, because I can still stall him out. It'll just take a long time, because he's getting that health back every turn. And so he's only losing like 6% of his health, because it's like 12% or so, 11-12% for burn, and then he gets 6 back with Black Sludge. So he's just raising his attack and raising his attack with those Swords Dances. I figured he would do that, so this time I go for the Shadow Ball, figuring Sucker Punch is not coming. I get the special defense drop. That's not going to mean anything at this point. But now that his health is way down compared to where it was, this is going to be a lot easier to get rid of him and not have to take a Sucker Punch or anything like that. So I take some more poison damage, he takes some more burn damage, and I probably could just recover here. And, you know, he goes for the Sucker Punch again, I go for the Will-O-Wisp, and I'm just being an ultra troll. I know, I really am. I really am. This was kind of just bad on my part, but that's okay. And, I mean, I could switch into Gliscor, but now that he's at plus, what is he, at +4? I mean, but if you factor in the burn, he's at +2. So he goes for Sucker Punch again, and this time I finally go for Recover. And considering this is the first time I've recovered, you know, that's not that bad. Not that bad at all. And, of course, he's going to get some Black Sludge recovery, and I'm going to get some Lefties recovery and get me back up to full health. Nice and clean right there, and he's going to, oh man, yeah, more poison damage, more burn damage, and he still survives, and I'm like, you're making it so hard for me to troll you, so hard, So I'm going to go into my Nightwing now, and he does go for the poison jab. And yeah, it's not very effective on Gliscor, so even with all the swords dances, it doesn't really do that much. I probably should have just went into Gliscor to begin with after he was burned and just finished him off with an Earthquake. But apparently I felt the need to be trollish. And I know Bastiodon is still coming, so it was a good idea for me to switch into Gliscor and, you know, get a little bit of Poison Heal recovery as well. So in comes the Bastiodon. This thing is a tank. Its defenses are just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So, thankfully, I have a move that's going to be 4 times super effective, which is Earthquake. And I went for the Protect there to, you know, get a little bit of recovery and also see what move he has, because if he has Metal Burst, I could be in a lot of trouble, because I don't think I can one-hit KO with Earthquake. So I go for the knockoff and knock off his leftovers first. He goes for the Stone Edge, and that misses. And with how low Bastiodon's attack is, I don't think that would do too much anyway. So I'm going to go for the Earthquake here, and it doesn't quite knock him out, despite being 4 times super effective. There goes the Stone Edge. That did that even do 10 damage? I don't even know. I think it did less than what I recovered with the Poison Heal. So he's going to switch out here back into his Kiwi, which is his Klefki. And yeah, I'm going to Protect on this turn, and, you know, I was trying to get some more recovery there, but it ends up not meaning anything. So I guess he brought his Klefki back in here in order to get a Reflect Up. So that's fine. I'm going to go for the Earthquake. That's going to be super effective, but with that darn Reflect Up, I can't kill him. So, I don't know. I feel like I had this match won a while ago, and we're just kind of trolling each other a little bit here. So he goes for the light screen, and I'm going to go for the knockoff, and that does absolutely nothing. It's not very effective, and yeah, so now he's going to withdraw the Klefki, and he's going to bring out the Bastiodon again, and basically just let him die because, you know, I have Stealth Rocks up. And even though he resists it, it doesn't matter. So down goes the Bastiodon. I just went for the Protect. Why not? And yes, in comes the... I don't even want to try to pronounce that nickname, so I'm just going to say Garchomp. And he's going to go for the Outrage. And that's going to do a lot of damage. And, you know, even though I'm fully physically defensive, Garchomp is Garchomp, and Outrage is Outrage. They are powerful moves, a powerful Pokemon, so lots of damage. I go for the Toxic there because, you know, just to give him a little bit of a timer, because I'm pretty sure at this point it's just Klefki and Garchomp. So he's going to go for the Outrage again because, you know, he's locked into it and such. I don't know if he's locked into it via a choice item as well. Not sure about that. He could be Scarfed. I'm going to go to the go with the knockoff and see, you know, what item he's holding, and it doesn't knock anything off. So I'm like, okay, so he's not choiced. So maybe he was Mega and he just didn't Mega Evolve, which is possible. So now he's going to withdraw, you know, try to get rid of that confusion, bring in Klefki again because he doesn't need Klefki at this point. It barely survives the Stealth Rock damage, and the Earthquake is going to finish him off. So that's, you know, a dead Klefki, finally. How many hits did it absorb in this match? I didn't even count. Did I hit it like 6 times? It didn't use any recovery moves either. So, yeah, lots of attacks. Quite the sponge. Alright, so the light screen wore off. That's cool. And Blaziken, why did I call him Blaziken? I looked at his name and it looks like Blaziken. Garchomp, I think the first time he was out, I think he just forgot to click the Mega Evolution button. That's the only thing I can think of, because Outrage would have done a lot more damage had he Mega Evolved. So now he's going to go for the Outrage, and yeah, I go for the Earthquake. That's not going to kill him. The poison damage is not going to kill him, so Gliscor is pretty much as good as dead here. And there's not much that I can do about it. I still have Jellicent, though, and, you know, that's really good news for me. I don't know if I can outspeed, but I can stall him out for poison damage and, you know, troll like that. So I go for the Protect to get some more poison damage on him, and that still doesn't quite kill him. So, yeah, but it's going to kill him this turn regardless. So he can either kill Gliscor or kill something else. I'm just going to let him kill Gliscor. I could have been an Ultra Troll and tried to go for a double protect. Doesn't matter, though. I'm not that trollish. I'm kind of trollish, but not that trollish. So, yeah, I don't know why I'm talking like that. I really need to stop. But the poison damage finally gets rid of the Garchomp, and that's the end of that battle. So it was kind of a strange, trolly, weird battle. And that's that. I don't know how many times I said troll and trolly in this recording. Probably like 20 times too many. But I just felt like it was an accurate description. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this battle, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this video. And I will see you next time. But until then, game on.